Check, check. What is up, my mammals? We're just waiting for Riley to hop on the chat. She should be along shortly. Her computer is waking up. Like the stream, I think you can do it as much as you want, but yeah, that really helps it in the algorithm, so I'm told. mic is too loud. Gotcha. Okay, how are the levels now? I adjusted the microphone and Mixcloud. Did I write the music? No. This is relaxing Fire Emblem music. This is Omni ST that did this. And this is a 5-hour mix. Guys, stand by for another little minute. We're trying to get Riley to be able to hear me. You are live, just so you know. Okay, guys, we're gonna be another couple minutes. We're still trying to troubleshoot some Discord audio stuff, so I'm gonna get. They can right now. Sorry. We may get to that point, but let's see if we can try this again. Okay, can you hear me through Discord? Kind of. Can you hear me? No. Okay. How about now? Still fragmented. That's very strange. Okay. How about now? Okay. But you can hear me. Alright, unmute yourself on Discord. And I'm gonna hang up FaceTime. Okay. Yes, in a minute. Oh, that should be bigger. Hold on. Music is too loud still. The music isn't going through Discord. Oops. Okay, hopefully that should be fine. I'll turn up my microphone a little bit. All right, can everybody hear Riley? Are you on YouTube or are you on Discord? Because the chat is going through YouTube. Okay, let me send you the stream link and you can get in. No. You just put it muted or whatever. All right, thank you for bearing with us, everyone. This is the first time we've done this. So, I think it's just Ma and Lely right now. But, you know, actually, let me send the link to Papa as well. I don't know how to do that yet, but they can see your Discord icon. All right. Are the audio levels good now? I'd sent the link to him. I'll see if he gets on. But is music good? Only in the left ear. Interesting. Is it better now? No music. Okay, both ears, no music. I turned the music way down because Mom was saying it was too loud. Okay, the music is between tracks right now. So, okay, you have music now? Alright, let's go to the drawing scene and... Okay, cool. We have iPad input. Okay. Alright, thanks everyone for being patient. I'm on with, in case anybody not within our immediate family is watching this later, I'm on with Riley Page Conniff. We're just gonna be doing a small drawing stream, and we're gonna talk probably just about whatever comes to mind, probably our stories a little bit. Riley, if you want to say hi real quick. How is Riley's volume? Can't hear Riley. Riley, talk for a minute. We'll see what's going on. Alright, they're saying they still can't hear you. I'm actually going to fully mute the music for a second. Riley, try talking. Oh, you're talking MEAA stuff. Alright, Oh, I think I know what's wrong. Desktop audio. But Desktop audio should be getting... Aha, there we go. The streaming audio source I set up is actually not showing up. So... No, that isn't getting me what I'm looking for. That's still not what I'm looking for. Okay, hold on. Riley can hear Sean. Audio is being routed. It's using audio MIDI setup. On Mac, yes. Oh yeah, Sean's not talking anymore. Does Discord have audio output settings?
What did I just do?
Can you... Yes, I'm using OBS. Can you hear Riley now?
Hello.
Okay, they can hear you. Okay,
they can
perfect,
hear me.
perfect.
Thank God. It's
yeah,
like...
Sorry, y'all. Okay, I think we can finally start drawing. If the music is too loud at any point, just let me know. It's down very, very quiet. So, yeah, I guess just welcome to the inaugural Knights of the Five Realms art stream. We're just gonna be drawing something, and Riley and I are gonna, talk. I guess we'll just kind of talk about storytelling and whatever. What shall we draw?
I don't know. Does it have to be Knights of the Five Realms?
Not necessarily. I had a
because
thought maybe of
there
trying
is
to
something
get...
that we've been talking about.
There is some stuff we've been talking about.
If you want to take this time to start drawing it, we can
what
sort of start
are
talking
the five
about it.
realms? Excellent question. Let me figure out, can I get Discord in OBS both on the same screen so that I can make sure that I know what I'm doing. This is our... We're very green at this. We've never done this before, so... the five realms. Let me find the map. It might be in this one, actually. Oh, here we go. Okay, so... Oh, this is the native names version. So the 5 realms are 5 elven kingdoms. It's also sort of the loose name of just the general location of the story. So we have Golderond in the north, Snowmount, also known as Fellerglin, that's in the northeast. We have this sort of uncharted region in the north called the Fog. The Forest Kingdom is Epicria. Then there's Green Plain in the west, Golden Plain in the south, and then it keeps on going. There's some city-states down here, and then there's another continent, and that will become important later. I've already talked about it in a couple of the lore videos, but I don't know if everybody's seen those yet. All elven kingdoms, did I say that already? So as I've been like kind of drawing stuff and getting stuff ready to actually publish, I've been making lore videos for the different kingdoms because there's 5 different species, I guess you'd say, of elves. Does that answer your question? Papa may have walked away from his computer. Oh, yes. Okay, cool. I guess we'll just start sketching. The next lore video is going to be on the Sand Elves. It's fully recorded and everything, but I do high-key need more artwork for it. So that's kind of the initial goal I came here with. So I think we'll start there, and we probably won't do that the whole time. Trying to find, there we go, 5,000 by 5,000. Alright, here comes the actual interesting. Music got super loud again. Okay, it's gonna be quiet enough right now so that if we get into like a quieter track, it might become inaudible, but we'll try that for now. Okay, so Riley, do you have a thought of what kind of scene we should draw?
Really a lot about the Knights of the Five Realms, like in detail, but I don't know if you want to like dip our toes into the thing that we've been talking about.
We can. Well, we've been talking about a couple things. First of all, so which are you talking about? Are you talking about your movie or
TBT? Well, we could do either, but TBT was what I was talking about.
Let's maybe save that, and let's start with something Knights of the Five Realms related, and then maybe we can go on to something LP related, because you all know. I think there's only 3 people in the chat right now. You all know Riley's movie. We did the
Well, yes, that is true. The thing
Yeah.
about TBT is that that's something that I have been talking to. Oh, sorry. Um, talking to somebody else about something that they would like to see me start to talk about over on my page.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd kind of like to just at some point, we don't have to do it now, but like I want to open the door to that because like, like you've got these like lore videos, so it's like this is kind of the stuff that they want to see with like, I have my fantasy movie, we have TBT, and then I have like my show, like wanting to do deep dives into all of these things is kind of what I want to
Mm-hmm.
start doing. So I don't want to just focus on LP, if that makes any sense.
Do you want to talk a little bit about LP while I'm getting this started? I'm just kind of freewheeling here. I think I want to kind of do... I'm seeing like something kind of sunsetty right now.
I could talk about LP. I'm not entirely sure what to talk about it. What does anybody want to know? I guess would be the question.
Yeah, put in the chat anything you want to know about either of our stories. I know Moss said on Facebook everything, which is like kind of
it's a little
broad,
broad.
admittedly.
We're autistic. We need specific instructions.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know for sure if Cooper's autistic, but
Well,
we're suspecting.
one of my roommate's friends keeps clocking me, so we're kind of getting peer diagnosed at this point. I have no clue if this is even what I'm going to use for the background color, but I'm going to get a little just going to get it a little bit sunsetty because that's what I'm feeling. How many groups of elves are there? Officially 5. Allegedly 6. How did you come up with the visual concepts for both stories? Riley, did you want to take this one?
I mean, there hasn't really been a lot of like original artwork for, or at least nothing that we've like put forth like for LP, but I mean the LP characters come from I mean they're based on Playmobil figures because that's what the story was originally based on, was Playmobil Princess Castle set from 2006. It is no longer in production, but
for my part, it kind of went through a little bit of an evolution. I had the idea, I think, before I really settled on the visual language for it. Like the early version of the early idea was actually more sci-fi, strangely enough. Eventually, I think it kind of really started coming together after I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, to be honest.
remember that.
I really enjoyed the visual storytelling in that series. Like I watched it twice within a year. And it really kind of helped me kind of put together some of the aesthetic language of the comic that I hadn't really landed on yet. Cause like, Ma's been watching the show with me, so Ma can speak to this a little bit too. Where like in Avatar, they have the 4 different nations, and they have a really good sense of distinguishing each nation with color palettes and architectural language, all that stuff. So that was really kind of the big inspiration for me. We have a couple more questions that are coming through. Did I freehand the maps? I'm not entirely sure what you mean by freehand. I did do it ink on paper. This was before I started doing it digitally. It started as starts as pencils. Kind of did the outlines first. I had an older, very crude version of the map, which I don't know if it's on my iPad. But it starts as pencils. I do the text first, kind of to know where everything is. Then I think like rivers generally will come next, because a lot of times you have to put towns around water sources. If I have any regrets about how I did the map, it would actually be the rivers. I feel could have been designed a little bit more naturally. If we were to go back and look at the map, there's kind of only one river. But it is also called the Lonely River, so it sort of makes sense. That ear's a little wonky. So Ma, there is a selection tool. It's this guy here. So if I have it on the lasso mode right now. So if I do that and then, oops, it didn't do it. If I do that and then hold that arrow, then I can adjust things. Now it looks like one of those like Egyptian statues that you see from like the bottom, and they have the really long faces. Although, to be honest, I do feel like the face needs to be a little longer and less squashed. Can I raise the ear? Does it look too low? Oh, you want to see how it works? Yes. Okay, so I am just on one layer right now. I generally do pencils on one layer. If they're like wearing complicated clothing, I might do another layer of pencils for the clothing. So yeah, it really just like, here, maybe we can make the ear a little bigger. Back it up a little bit. It's pretty similar, I think, to Photoshop in terms of like the brushes and the lasso tools. Obviously, I think Photoshop has more stuff, but now, fair warning, I almost always have to make my torsos bigger after the fact. I might be okay here. torsos have always been a little bit of an issue for me. And granted, I'm like not super sure what I'm doing with the arms. I'm kind of trying to get this to be somebody on horseback, is what I'm thinking. I honestly haven't even decided the gender of this character yet. I'm still just like... Does anyone have opinions? And now, Riley, if I remember correctly, elves are handled very differently in your story. Is that right?
Yes. I've only just begun to kind of play around with introducing elves in the story.
Mm-hmm.
In the book version right now.
Yeah.
They're not like a huge part of it.
Yeah,
the story
they're not
right now.
super important. They're generally like smaller fairies have been more important.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Might have to bring this arm out a little bit more. Should I start doing the horse now or finish getting the figure going? I think maybe I will at least start blocking in the horse. Peter, the horse is here. You know, actually, I might need to look at some reference images. Riley's asking how's Noodle.
Next to me. She's getting her pets.
I'm trying to look.
And she just licked my knee.
Sometimes it's very hard to find historical references for...
Yeah, no, she left.
For the comic, because you'll like be wanting to look up, for example, like historical, like Babylonian horse saddles, for example, but you'll also get a lot of just modern stuff and or AI, which is really annoying. So it can be difficult to find authentic references. I found a picture of a white Arabian with a really cool red saddle, so I'm going to kind of go something similar to that. Now the actual horse is going to be the hard part. I do have a picture of an Arabian horse called up, and I'm going to try to put it in without horrifically embarrassing myself. I feel like we've probably all tried to draw horses at one point or another, right? Am I having a conversation? Yeah, Ma, with you guys. Chat, who's tried to draw a horse? Riley, you've tried to draw a horse, right?
Not for a long time, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
Not
Horses suck to draw, yes. Yes, Lila, they do.
I feel like there's a reason I haven't tried to draw one in a long time.
Where is Riley? I don't know how to put her on screen. Our disc, if you see like underneath my box, I feel like I can actually make my box a little bigger. Let's go. Can I make our Discord icons bigger? Oh yeah, I can. Here, let's just make them like that. Riley is the penguin with a book on its head. That's lore accurate, actually. That is canon. They want you to talk more.
I don't know what to say. I did not realize that I was supposed to be a guest on this stream until I got on the stream. So I don't really know what to do here. And, you know, like I said, like I don't know a lot about Knights of the Five Realms, so I can't really talk about it too much because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, what's like a thing you would want to know? Like, what have we not gone over in just our brief conversations about it? That like,
Where to begin with that? I'm not even entirely sure, like, I don't even really know who everybody is, to be honest.
Ma says, I used to draw horses when I was a kid because I wanted one so bad. Yes. Ma says, think about other shows you watch. Cinema therapy, you know. What about cinema therapy?
Well, for one thing, they come up with a topic to talk about before they roll for their own
well,
camera.
yeah, for sure. They're always talking about like. Well, I mean, we can pivot back to your story too. Like we can talk influences for one thing. It needs to be bigger, but whoops, don't want to destroy it. I think we're doing okay actually on the horse for now. I'm using a reference photo of an Arabian. Which Arabians are kind of weird looking horses to begin with. One thing I have not mastered is horse eyes. I think I need to do like a proper study on horse eyes. although since we've talked a little bit about visual references, we can also talk about like cultural references too. Which, like, you can go first if you want, as far as like. Did we say the name of your story?
We refer to it as LP.
Sure. Well, yeah. So the Lionwind Princess, like you've announced this already, right?
Yes. A known entity.
It is a known entity. Yeah.
Plus, anybody who knows me knows about it. So.
Yeah, that's like kind of the oldest of our like any of our stories that we've ever made. I guess it's not technically the. So well. Technically,
the main characters of your Knight's story come from characters that we created when we were, I don't know, 7 and 5.
Yeah, I mean, Knights of the Five Realms is
they were
very
originally
much an amalgamation
mother and
of.
son.
I mean, originally it was sort of an amalgamation of abandoned ideas, like a bunch of stuff that wasn't really substantial enough to work on its own kind of came together and was like, oh, well, what if I combine this with this, and then that just ended up somehow working in some really cool ways, I think. So did I goof up? Does this look like a llama now? You're the resident horse girl. Like, this is looking more horsey now. Lengthen the nose. Okay. I will try. I guess you have to go here. Is that good? Guys, you know what I did not do, actually, is share the stream on Facebook. I don't know why it says upcoming. It should just say live. Ma, is the nose good now? Oh yeah, by the way, the Grammys are today. They did like the first couple. Okay, looks good.
What, the Grammys?
The Grammys are tonight. They did the kind of the, so they streamed the like early stuff on YouTube.
Oh. That's
So they did like a lot of the production ones. They did all the rock and metal awards. Sleep Token did not win.
I didn't even know they were
They're
nominated.
Yeah, they were. The Caramel was nominated for rock song, I think, and Emergence was nominated for metal song. Somebody named Turnstile, I think, won in both those categories. So I don't know who Turnstile is, but maybe I'll go check them out at some point, and I will either be like, yeah, they should have won, or I will be more sad.
Be mad.
However, what did happen was 2 individually won, or not individually, but 2 won a Grammy for the recording they released from the Ozzy Osbourne final concert thing.
Oh.
So 2, along with, among other things such as sweeping the Drumeo Awards yesterday, is a Grammy winner. So that that's good enough consolation for me. What I might do actually. Okay, so this is another cool Procreate thing. I don't know if everyone knows. When you have your different layers, you can, if you hit combine down, it puts them sort of into a folder, and then you can move all your layers together. So you can adjust the composition as needed, which is really nice, because sometimes you start something a little like too high in a corner, or sometimes if I'm doing like study sheets or something or whatever, I will kind of start in a corner, and then I might want to put that somewhere else, or I might need to move stuff to make. Patty's here. Hi, Patty. Sounds like Patty's only here for a second. But...
Switchkey. Switchkey.
Probably the worst part about drawing horses is actually the legs, I think. Because horses have really messed up legs. I'm like not sure if I can swear or not, because I know YouTube has... I'm pretty sure YouTube has, like you can swear after the first minute or so, but... I don't know. I'll probably want to clarify that first, but... I think probably, I'll try to do these semi-regularly. Probably won't always have a guest. I might also look into doing some game streams too. In which case, Riley, we can like find some. We can try to find some multiplayer games. Did you end up getting that Switch in the end?
If we get going on the announcing the TBT thing, the other thing that was suggested to us was to do MEAA streams.
Yeah, that's true. We should.
But we have to introduce the world of the bowling team first.
I know. There's just kind of I don't know. There's not an elegant way to do it right now.
It doesn't. It's the bowling team. It doesn't have to be elegant.
That looks terrible. Hold on. Oh, we never actually did talk cultural influences. So, like in your story, what kind of are the main inspirations for Saffronia and the connected worlds? You and I have had this conversation, but you know.
Yes.
We can talk about that for a bit.
The bulk of it is drawn from like Celtic mythology. There's like a little bit of Viking in there. And then some of it's not entirely specific because, like I said, it's like based on Playmobil sets. So there's like, it's sort of an amalgamation of a lot of things, probably.
Yeah, I think that's true. But like, I think that original castle that you talked about, like, I think that's got some like Turkish and Ottoman. Like those roof shapes are very Ottoman Empire.
I wouldn't know that specifically.
I have gone sort of in depth about it just because
I mean, I know like the difference between like
sought it out.
I know the difference between like Greco-Roman and Gothic style, and it's not Gothic. It's not Gothic, but it's closer to Gothic, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. If you look up like some buildings in Istanbul, I think you definitely see some influence on that particular castle. I think Russia as well, but there's a lot of interconnection between like Russian stuff and Ottoman Empire. Shameless plug.
Here's baby. Here's baby.
This is my other comic that I do. I know everybody pretty much knows about this, but you know, for future people who come back and watch this, hi future people, I hope you exist. This is my other comic, which I have been neglecting. It's called Your House, My House, and it's based within the United States House of Representatives. I've been neglecting the comic because government feels like a hellhole right now, and I don't necessarily really want to write about government. Uh-oh.
See the baby.
We lost. It's an iPad screen.
I can still see the iPad.
You can still see the iPad screen?
Yeah. See the baby.
Are you caught up on the stream? Because it just like blacked out on my end.
Oh, I don't know.
Moss just went black. Okay, let's.
Super, do you see the baby?
I do see the baby. Nobody else can see the baby though.
The baby. Ah.
Okay, video capture device. I don't know actually why we lost connection with the iPad. Okay, we're gonna go back to this display for the moment. And like a lot of your lore too is very kind of grounded in Celtic stuff too, like your spirit lore.
Like, main goddess is like full on named after Brigid, whose day it is today, by the way.
Oh, well,
Happy Brigid's Day.
I fear my cable might have crapped out. So yeah, I fear that is what happened. So that we might have to call the drawing part of this there. But we can still just chat story for a minute. For cultural influences, that's kind of been a huge element of Knights. Just because, you know, I wanted to make each nation feel really... I wanted to feel grounded in real-world history, but I also wanted everything to feel unique. So my approach to that so far has just been kind of taking a primary influence and then a secondary influence from different places in time. And so like the sand elves we were just drawing a sand elf before my cable died. So they have a lot of influences actually, because they started off being like kind of vaguely Egyptian, and then I started watching like a bunch of history videos about just like ancient Babylon and Assyria and stuff like that, and just like the ancient Levant in general. And there's a lot of cool architecture and a lot of cool clothing. Food has been a big one. I really think Golden Plain probably has really banger food. I really want to do an art piece that's like open air markets. But I've what's been kind of holding that up is that I really want to have a good idea of what their capital city would look like. And that also just takes a while because I'm bad at drawing architecture, and I have to cheat and make 3D models of it. But once I do that part, then
it's cheating because you got to do whatever you got to do. I mean, Steven Spielberg doesn't draw his storyboards because he's dyslexic. So he like uses this kind of what I do with like, you know, Playmobil.
We are going to promote accessibility on this channel. Okay, we may be back. Let me see. The iPad's back. Let's go. We're so back, chat. Okay, I think it was actually the adapter came loose, so let us continue on. Just gonna be trying to adjust some perspectives here. I think I make my characters a little wide sometimes at first. Drop a woohoo in the chat if you're excited that we have the iPad back. Is anyone still here? You know, that arm actually looks gigantic. Let's try that again. There we go. Woo! My audio is quiet. All the audio? Look at my screen. What am I looking at on my screen? I'm looking at my screen, Ma. I don't know what you're referring to. Now we get to my favorite part, hands. Probably the worst thing to draw. I've been trying to practice more. I'm just living away from my mic. I can move my mic closer. How is this? Oh yeah, well the chat was, I don't know, maybe the chat wasn't catching up, but it was completely inactive. For a minute. I'm looking at my comments. I think the stream also might be behind of where I actually am.
I can confirm it's about 5 seconds delayed.
5-second delay.
Ish. I don't know what exactly, but
Yeah, something like that. I've heard that before, that there tends to be a delay with streams. I gotta watch a movie this week. I think I might actually need to watch 2. Because my New Year's resolution, I'll say it live for the internet and for everybody who already knows this, my New Year's resolution is to watch a new movie I've never seen before once a week. I have previously been caught up. I was going to try and go see Frankenstein, but I did not get things together to go see it when they brought it back to theaters.
Back to theaters.
Yeah, they brought it back to theaters.
Like just come out?
It did just come out, but its original theater run was like 2 minutes long because Netflix hates cinema, allegedly.
I don't know that it's alleged.
I don't know either.
That's a whole other conversation we can talk about.
You know, I might need to do a different color for the reins so that I don't confuse them with the saddle. The reference I googled for this horse is like Arabian horse saddle, and I think this is modern. And I don't know like what country this is from, so somewhere in the Middle East, I would guess by the look of it, but it looks like modern show designs. So I should alter it probably a little bit. We have this little blade design maybe. And then gotta put that in his hand. I said his. I don't think we ever officially decided if our Sandalf was gonna be male or female. They're burly, that's all I know. I don't know. Put your votes in the chat. What do we think? How do we think this elf is swinging? Or maybe even I should clarify. Do we think our knight is masculine presenting or feminine presenting? Or a little somewhere between? Maybe we have a little fun. Riley, what do you think?
I can't see them anymore.
You can't see them anymore. Oh, because the layers are on top of them.
No, I can't see the iPad anymore.
You can't see the iPad?
All I can see is you.
The elf's head looks small. It looks big to me, to be honest. I have a tendency to think that they look big. I was kind of... Oh, we're voting on how our elf is presenting. Are we feeling masculine presenting or feminine presenting? Either way, they get eyeliner. Riley, you're saying you can only see me? Okay, I'll make the head a little smaller. Jeez. How's that? I don't want to overdo it. I've got to make our pencil a little smaller. I think we're probably not going to get to inking today. Unless we're on here for like hours, but I don't think... I'm going to probably need to go get dinner at some point. I haven't mentioned anything on topic at this point yet, but there's been some very funny typos in chat. So Ma just said looks a bit musculature. Oh, you were trying to say muscular. I thought you were trying to say masculine. We got kind of a fun earring going on. Clothing is going to kind of be a little bit of a challenging element from this angle. Actually, I like where we're going with this. I think we're probably, this is probably a merchant of some kind. Lely is making fun of you, Ma. An element that's always a little bit tricky to get right is actually curly hair. TBH. I gotta practice a little more, I think. Alright, I think I'm gonna go hood, but I'm gonna do it on a different layer because I don't know for sure if I'm gonna like it. Does everybody like the background music, by the way? yes on the music. Yeah, I picked like I wanted to do like something kind of on topic. I haven't like really gone through to try and compose much music myself. I find that pretty hard to do with my own stories. And I haven't entirely figured out why, or if that's something that I can like undo for myself. I think it probably has to do with like when I'm the one writing, it's harder for me to get into composer brain, because I feel like composer brain for me a lot is just like being able to be that outside opinion and get a really good read on the character in a way that I can't really do in writer brain. Like I can all day come up with an aesthetic that I want to try to hit on, but it's like that gets way more difficult when it's like individual characters. I've had some success with my own villains. Like for Riley's story, there's a prequel that I mean, we're kind of working on it together, but I was primarily the one writing it. And I filmed like some little small scenes of it, you know, just with Playmobil as we do. I've had some good scores from it. Like a lot of the villain cues I was just re-listening to the other day. They're kind of banging. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, you know what I just realized is our elf doesn't have legs. I should fix that. Luckily, I think we only need to see one leg. And I think this thing actually is probably in front of the leg. How are we feeling about how big our elf is in comparison to the horse? Like that leg, for one thing, might be a little small. Like Arabians aren't that small, I don't think, right? You leg.
I have to get off the stream because Sarah's gonna be here in like 15 minutes.
All right. Cool.
Less than, actually.
Like you have to go now, or?
Well, she'll be here in
In a
like
couple
8 minutes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for joining me for this. I'll probably go a little bit longer.
Well,
Actually,
good
my
luck.
computer's getting a little low on charge, so I might.
Let's talk more about this bowling team thing too.
Yeah, maybe we'll do another art stream.
At first, also, well, I mean, I know you're worried about like having time to draw things, but at first, all I need is drawings of Anakin, Jeanette, Adam, and Venom. That's it. Because these deep dive character studies I did, that's gonna take several weeks to post all
Like
that.
separate or together?
Both.
Okay. You know what? Since we're talking about it before you have to go, we can just do a little bit of a preview. So we're kind of there goes my MIDI keyboard. We're slowly starting to make content about one of our older stories that we haven't touched in a while, which was kind of about this like alt universe where like everyone from every movie, TV show, book, whatever exists in like neighboring countries, and they all play sports. Is the short version of it.
It's one way to put it.
And then some people from the real world, which was mostly like the members of Owl City, because we're nerds, and this is a very autism core story.
You know what? It really is.
Ended up on a sports team with Anakin Skywalker, Venom, and Jeanette from the Chipettes.
Chipmunks.
Yeah, so it's Alvin and the Chipmunks, Star Wars, Spider-Man, and
City.
Owl City is where we're kind of and like related bands. Is a lot where it's
sort of, not really.
It's like if Hyperfixation were a show. I did do one. We've been talking about doing some art about it to kind of start talking about it. And I'll go out and then just show the one piece of art that I've done, because most of the time we've, I think, envisioned Jeanette as in from the live action Chipmunk films, but I had like sort of a recent thought about like, well, what if we did like the Chipmunk characters sort of in the 80s aesthetic? And I think that came about from like some figures that we were looking at in terms of doing the show with Playmobil that they were from like the CGI show, but they were more in line with the 80s styling, sort of. So I've kind of had this on the mind. So I have done one 80s Jeanette, which took a while to get the style right, because I was looking at the references and the eyes are interesting how they did them on that show. They're like almost backwards from sort of how you do the anime eye. But yeah, just, and then I'll kind of show you a little bit of the process. I didn't end up using these RBG layers because I couldn't remember what they said to do, but this is a really cool thing that you can do in Procreate. So I'll set the blend mode back to normal real quick and put the opacity at 100. So I just filled this in with gray, and then you go into the effects and you click on noise, and then you can basically just create TV static. And then you set the blend mode to overlay, and then you adjust. I think I actually like it a little bit more up here. And then that kind of makes the chromatic aberration pop a little bit more too, which is cool. So it's like sort of a VHS filter. DIY. And then she's got her bowling team leather jacket on. So that's my little... That's the only bowling team art I've done thus far. Alright, Riley, I don't want to keep you. Thank you for getting on. Hopefully we'll do this again. I know I'll probably have to stream without you occasionally, but... yeah, honestly, I wish I could see you, because then you could show us the cats, but... I could probably try to... There's a similar effect in Photoshop to burn in Dodge. I think the tutorial I watched was actually in Photoshop. I'm not entirely sure. So I kind of had to figure it out a little on my own. But anyway, I'll let you go.
Get going.
So you can head on to the house. And I will talk to you later.
Thank you.
Live long. I kind of can't do that with my right hand, but live long and prosper. Alright. I do not need to be on voice chat and Discord anymore, so. Did we decide if the elf is too large? I think it is a little bit. I can bring it down just a tiny bit. I think that looks good, no? You're saying nice job. Is that in terms of just in general, or like scaling our person back down? I feel like at some point I may want to like actually do some proper studying on cloth dynamics in art. I will admit I don't look at a lot of art tutorials, and I probably... Whoops. Hello? Do a little bit of a spin. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, music-wise, I picked Fire Emblem because I wanted something of really similar tone. I was playing Fire Emblem during the summer because I got the Game Boy Advance. Well, let me back up. We finally got me set up with Nintendo Switch Online, which was like from Christmas from I don't know, like 2 years ago or whatever. And with Nintendo Switch Online, among other things, such as playing Animal Crossing with your roommate, which we still have not done, they have some of the old video game systems, and they have some old games. So they have some NES games, they have SNES, and I think they have both Game Boys. They have the Game Boy, they have the original Game Boy, and then they have the Game Boy Advance. Let's see. Oh, my battery's at 2%. All right, y'all. My computer is dying, and unfortunately, I don't have a way to plug it back in without unplugging my microphone. So I think I'm gonna have to call it here. I'm gonna try and do this more regularly. I might work on this piece a little bit off stream. But yeah, I'll let you guys know when I'm doing this again. Thanks for coming on. Like the stream as you're leaving. That will really help it in the algorithm. It is 7:46 my time, so I'm probably gonna go get some food of some sort. Might make at the Trader Joe's kimchi rice beef bowls. That I think I'm gonna do. So then I don't have to go anywhere. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and end stream. And I will check in with you all at another time. Bye, everyone. Yeah, I think this was a great concept. I think this is fun too, and we'll try to have other guests on. Maybe some of y'all can come on. I'll have to talk my parents through setting up Discord. All right. I'm now Minnesota goodbying, as they say. So, all right. Peace out. I'll see you again soon.